Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, happy Friday. One last session this week, so let's try and finish this session strong, y'all. Just gonna dig through some strikes here real quick as I get set up. We got about 10 minutes here. So as always, y'all, get your water, get your coffee, get whatever it is you need here. And let's be ready here for the bell. Just a quick look at our major indices here, right? A similar setup to yesterday. We are already here at the very top of our beast tool, right? Up here at these red destination sell zones. Ooh, and YM even up to the daily 50 right here. Simple moving average. This gold solid line just above this destination sell zone. And we're also currently peaking above yesterday's highs and the current high of week here on all three of our indices as well. So just a little something to pay attention to. I'll run through this again here right before the bell. We gotta be careful here, right? Well, we have 2 days of cracking through our destination sell zones and just ramping higher. You know, again, like I was saying yesterday, we've had a lot of downside, so there doesn't necessarily need to be a daily ceiling on us. But again, you know, just like yesterday, right, we did climb higher, but it was a slow grind, right? The risk reward just wasn't there to the upside. Ultimately, of course, you know, a lot of names, even the indices did have some good moves on the calls, but you had to be in there early, right? Or get some really good dips there towards the end of the day. So again, you know, it can be really frustrating sometimes to trade in environments like yesterday, maybe again like today, right, where we get a lot of pre-market action and then a very slow grind during the session. But again, that's not every day, right? You know, today I'm going to execute my same strategy as always, right? I'm going to try to catch some initial reversals at the open, be patient for a trend to be produced, and then play in that trend. Right, but even after a day like yesterday, right, where I tried to short that initial pop, worked a little bit out the gate, you know, but then ultimately we went higher. That doesn't mean that strategy isn't going to work today, doesn't mean it's not going to work Monday, etc. Right? We are very quick to change our strategy when it doesn't work one time or maybe 2 times. Right? But if we continue to execute the same strategy 1,000 times, right, you're likely going to have more winners than losers if you have a proven system. So just a little reminder, y'all, to not be quick to change your entire strategy or your entire system so quickly, right? Or if it fails one day or if it fails 2 days, that is okay. The market is built around that. But alright, let's dig into some strikes here real quick. We'll start with Qs. So just jumping over here, y'all know I'm going to play Monday's contracts today, right? It is a Friday. Let me see here. This looks like AM maybe. Here we go. It is a Friday, right? So gotta be careful here on a Friday. We got 0 days across the board, right? Talking about individual names here as well. So they're gonna be, as usual, most likely extra manipulative here on a Friday, right? Another thing that we always talk about on a Friday, right? They know that retail traders are gonna come and try to make up for their entire week here on a Friday. So keep your position size small, right? Again, I recommend playing next week's contracts, whether that be individual names, whether that be indices, right? And give yourself a little wiggle room to be wrong before you're right. But alright, let's check this out here. 364, near 365 here on Qs. So, you know, I'm going to go a little bit farther out than normal here. I'm going to start with this 370 just to look at it, right? Just want to pull some information here for Monday, right? Again, for Monday. So I have a little bit more time for my strike to be in play. And on the other side, I'm going to have this 360 put up. Most likely, I will move closer on both these strikes shortly after the open. You know, maybe move up to something like the 362 put and maybe like the 368 call, something like that, right? But I just want to get some information out of these two major psychological strikes before I start jumping into any positions. And let's jump over to SPY. And SPY here set to open at about 433.5. So again, I'm going to do the same thing here. Go a little farther out than normal. Oof, this 440 might be too cheap. You know, this 435, not too expensive. I'm going to keep it tighter here on SPY, actually. Still just trying to pick these key psychological strikes though, right, that typically have more volume than surrounding strikes, just to pull information. And we are, of course, having a little bit of a gap up, right? As you can see here, SPY closed a little bit under 431, and we're almost up to 433.5 right here. So again, you know, as always, especially here on a Friday, right, I'm going to take my time here with the position early. I just want to gather information first. And again, that's why I like to watch these bigger psychological strikes. They tend to have more volume, more people tend to play them, more robots and big money tend to play them. So we're going to get some better information out of these bigger psychological strikes. Right, I want to see where these open levels end up opening, right, in reference to our buy zones. This 370 call here on QQQ held up pretty good all day yesterday, not surprised, right? We had a nice upside move yesterday. So calls looking good here, and we're gapping up, so they're going to open up probably even higher. Right? After a good run yesterday and then a gap up, you know, these calls definitely need some relief, right? These puts need to gain some value. So I really would not be surprised if we do get that reversal here early in the game this morning. But again, just like yesterday, right? And I was saying it the entire time yesterday. We have dropped a lot in the past couple of weeks. We could easily just keep ripping higher. Right, there's certain days, you know, many times paired up with certain economic events, right? Like we had Powell this week, Apple earnings yesterday, whatever. Well, they will just throw technical analysis out the window and make a move, right? So just gotta be patient here this morning. Can take some early shots, but I'm going to keep my position size small as usual and trade with low stress. But alright, y'all, 20 seconds here. And again, you know, for our paid members here at Predicted Trades, since we're up here at the top of our Beast tool already on our major indices, refer to SPY and Q's zones here as soon as they open. Right, boom. So we got all of our levels right at the open, right? And we can see that we have plenty of room here on QQQ and SPY before getting to either our destination sell or buy zone. Right, so again, once we're slammed up against the top or the bottom of our Beast tool on our futures, right, refer to SPY and QQQ for a fresh little roadmap of Beast levels. So let's see what we got here. And already seeing some interesting things here on the put side. So just looking at these larger psychological strikes we're talking about here, right? Immediately opened up at beast here, right? And I like these open levels right near our beast level. I might be willing to take a shot on these really early here. Let's see what our internals are screaming. ADD with a tick with another really strong open here, well above 1,000. See where ADD is at. ADD up near 2,000 again, right? Do we get a repeat of yesterday? Very possible, but I think it's going to be tough. Let's see. Oh, we do have VIX open under 16 here. The dollar pretty low here near 105. And a little pop here to go higher. NQ through that pre-market high. ES cracking it now. NQ also up near this daily 50 simple moving average. Let's see if we get up here and tap it and then maybe roll over and die from there. And again, you know, like I was saying before the open, right? Per our system, you know, it's easier for us to catch reversals here with our tools. And so again, you know, just because a day like yesterday, where we popped really hard pre-market and then continued to trickle higher, right, does not mean I'm not going to keep trying my same strategy that I try every day. Whatever your main kind of trade is, right, your go-to trade is not going to work every single day, right, or in every single scenario. So when it doesn't work, that doesn't mean it's time to change your whole game plan. But again, as always, right, just going to be patient here. It is a Friday. Say it every Friday, right? Don't ruin your whole weekend here on a Friday morning. Be patient, keep your position sizes small, and we can trade with low stress. Tick coming down, cracking below this positive 1,000, just a little peak. As always, looking for that initial test of 0 here on tick. Or let's see if we sustain up here above this positive 600 near this positive 1,000. Well, I am starting to dip here a little bit, and we're getting a little bit of rotation as we do here every morning as of late, right? And Q holding up where I am rolling over a little bit. And again, just coming to look over here to these contracts, right? Ooh, this 370 call got up and tapped our open range sell zone to the cent here and having a little rejection. Let's look at this 435 call. This 435 call, a nice push here through our open range sell zone, really far away from our B zone way down here. And SPY already up to this daily 50. Q's already through their daily 50. So let's see here. NQ still has a little bit to go. Could get up and reach it. But let's see how we do here. I'm going to take a little early shot here on this 360 put on Q's. I'll take 2. Come on. Right, only been about 5 minutes, y'all, right? Not something I typically do, but I like the levels we're at, right? We had a really nice climb yesterday and pre-market this morning, Just looking at where these contracts are, both calls and puts, right? These calls need a little bit of relief and to come back down to earth, right? And these puts are at some good levels of support. Again, not saying that this happens for sure, right? Again, we have come from weeks of downside. We could just keep cranking higher here. But I like what I'm seeing here so far, so I'm going to take a little early shot. But again, I'm still hyper aware that we've had a lot of downside and we could just keep going higher, right? And even compared to yesterday, ES is only up about 30 points here. ES was up about like 40, 45 points when we opened yesterday, right? And we went higher. So again, I'm not dismissing the idea of going higher here. But again, I'm just playing my probabilities. I like the risk reward to the downside here, better than to the upside, and we're at some good levels for a rejection. And again, right, I'm playing contracts for Monday, right? This is a contract for Monday. So I can definitely take a little bit of downside here, and then if it eventually turns in my favor, it's going to recover quickly, right? I have some time on this. It's not expiring today. And again, I'm only in for 2 contracts right now, right? My total position here is $110. Not going to break me if this goes to 0. And I allow myself a little bit of room to average down if I need to. And also, right, we've been talking about this every morning that we see rotation, right? YM dipping here a little bit, NQ still trying to hold up. So again, if we rotate here for half an hour or an hour like we have been most mornings, right, and we ultimately go nowhere, again, I have a contract for Monday, so I can hold up premium a little bit better than if I was trading a contract for today. Right, those contracts for today in rotation really just eats premium on both sides, right? Calls and puts will lose. So again, just gonna be patient here. Let this play out. Keep gathering information. Right, more than anything, I'm just gathering information here in these opening 30 minutes. ES trying to go a little bit higher here, but not looking like it's NQ or YM. Must be ready. And just looking towards my internals right now, internals pointing towards upside, right? But again, still just the opening 10 minutes here, a lot of volatility at the open. Easy to see all internals just reverse in the blink of an eye here. But again, here ADD popping a bit, giving us some upside. Tick holding up at positive 1,000 should give us some upside. The dollar coming down to low of day should give us some upside, and VIX here at low of day as well should give us some upside. But looking a little bit tough here. Let's see if we get this rollover. VIX trying to drip a little bit lower here. Popping here a little bit in Qs. YM though, dripping here. Still giving us that rotation. Puts coming back here a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I like this 430 put on SPY as well. A little pricey. Could maybe go down to like this 428 puts. Didn't get picked up on Beast, huh? Maybe this 429, nope. 27, no, damn. It's that gap up, messing up our tool here a little bit, but we'll stick with this 430, it's all good. Nice little pop here so far. On Qs and ES, YM starting to pop here a little bit. Let's see if we continue to get that rotation. YM popping. Let's see if NQ starts to pull back here a little bit near this high. Nice pop for ES though. Not too far off from this daily 50 on ES as well. Nice drop in VIX. And again, y'all, I'm taking an early shot here on these puts just to see if that opening leg was going to be that pullback, but they're not going to make it that easy, right? Sometimes it's quick, sometimes they're like, nope. So we can see here, right? I still wouldn't be surprised if we pop here for a little bit this morning and then eventually that flush comes, right? A lot of people can be expecting the flush here immediately, especially with a little bit of a gap up. So they want to try and shake those people out of their trades, right? Plenty of people like myself here taking that early shot just to see if we fill that gap. But again, I kept my size small, right? I left myself the exposure in case they did do it. But nothing that's going to break me if we do pop here for a bit. Looking like NQ might get up and tap this daily 50. Getting close there, right? So I'm going to allow myself to get up here, tap this thing, maybe chop here a little bit, and then see if we get that roll over here a little bit into the session. But again, overall being patient here during this open, right? Don't want to size into any positions just yet. I still just want to gather information here. Again, this 370 call up to its open range sell zone. Ooh, cracking a little bit higher into it. Again, I'm not surprised here, right? Getting up to this daily 50 on NQ. Got a little bit of economic data dropping here. And all right, let's see here. Let's see. We're up to this daily 50 on NQ. Gonna buy one more here, give myself a little bit of an average down. Bringing my average down to 49 cents here, and I've got 3. And now I'm just gonna give this some time here. Right, don't want to keep adding too much in case we do just run away to the upside. But again, keeping my position size small here, continuing to play the same trades that I play every day. And again, buying myself some time, right, playing Monday's contracts to allow this to play out. Still getting some rotation here, YM still lagging here a bit. But a nice little pop here from NQ. Seeing in the chat here, Tesla looking nice. Nvidia popping as well, it seems. Looking like we got some chip movers. Oof, nice pop higher here. Again, led by NQ. Still getting some rotation here though. Got tick still slowly trickling down to 0. ADD rolling over here a little bit as well. Nice bounce for VIX here down near this 15. Let's see if we actually maybe roll over and tap 15 to the actual cent. But VIX starting to pop here a little bit more. Let's see, let's see. A little bit of pain on this put, but that's all right. Again, small size here. Just gonna let it play out. I have through Monday. Really nice move for these calls here out the gate. Again, would not have jumped in on this with such a gap up here. And again, a nice push here for NQ through this daily 50. Let's see if we can actually get away from it here to the upside, or if we end up rolling over here. Right, still early here, only been about 20 minutes. Plenty of day left here, y'all. Nice bounce here for tick, come back up to this positive 1,000. Oh. Let's see. You know, again, always looking for this initial test of 0 here on tick. If we can hold up here near 1,000, we might just keep going higher here. But again, y'all, it's still early here, right? We had a gap up here overnight into this morning, and we're currently going a little bit higher. But it's still early, right? Would not be surprised this ends up being a head fake, and we have a gross rug pull here. Ooh, but going higher for now. Met here with a little rejection. Maybe we have somewhat of a top here for the morning. Let's see. We start to slowly curl over. Let's check back on our contracts here. Let's see, this 435 call way through the top here. Let's bounce up to like maybe this 440. Just look at it real quick. No beast on this guy. All right, maybe the 437. Okay, it's 437 right at our destination sell zone. See if it continues to reject here near this 90 cents. Same with this 370 call here up at our midline before getting to our destination sell zone. And still getting some rotation, right? YM still just lagging here. Creeping up again here, a little bounce. Ooh, maybe YM playing along here as well now. But let's see. Maybe looking like a slow curl here. But again, I'm gonna keep saying it, right? We've had a lot of downside over the last couple weeks, right? Don't necessarily need to stop going higher, right? We have plenty of room to the upside to keep pumping. right? As a day trader, I'm looking for a temporary reversal here at least, right? But again, still hyper aware that we could just keep cranking higher. A fresh high of day here on NQ. ES right there, but not quite. YM still lagging here a bit. Let's see, ES is not far off from that daily 50. See if we tap this thing. High of day on ES. Check back in on our contracts here. I like how this 360 is still at least holding that previous low of day, even though we tapped a high of day on Qs. Not bad. And this 430 put here at a good psychological level of 50 cents. Let's see if it climbs back into this B zone. Ooh, SPY right up to 435 to the cent. A great psychological level here. And again, we are squeaking out here some high of days. But only just, right? Only just. Let's see if we get that slow curl here. Right, tick looking like it wants to go a little bit lower here. ADD not really going too much higher. VIX here slowly crawling up. Nothing too crazy here around the board though. Oof, a decent punch higher here. Maybe getting up to this daily 50 on ES, right? Very close. Fresh high of day on YM. Everything running here together. Alright, I'm going to bail out of these for now. Can always re-enter. Down 60 bucks here. Nothing too crazy. Why are you coming up as a stop? Come on. Right, and right back down here. Oof. Maybe we'll be re-entering those puts sooner than I thought here. Shoot, might just do it. Look at this tick here. Okay. I'm gonna jump back into these babies. Let's go. Take those same three. tick down to 0 here. Seller stepping in there big time, right? Build out of those puts, but after a wick like that, definitely willing to give it another little chance here. Nice bounce at 0 here for tick though. Coming back down, looks like might try it again. And VIX here with a little gap up. 5-minute candle here, getting a little bit crazy on our indices. Let's see what they give us. Liking this little pullback so far, but I want to see tick crack under 0 here. Right, VIX coming back to fill this little gap. I want to see it hold here though and keep going higher. So far, getting a nice little pullback. So back up to about 42 cents here. I did re-enter at 36 cents, right? My original entry though was about 55 cents, so still a little bit red here technically. But let's see if they continue here with this pullback, right? And again, you know, we had a really nice run up yesterday into a gap up this morning. We have a gap to fill. You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if we do fill that gap. And why not pop a little bit higher here first thing into the session, right? And just add a little bit more confusion to those expecting the gap fill and to those not wanting to play higher after already being so high up, right? This makes this difficult. This is exactly what they want, right? Before the bell opens, they know what everyone is prepping. They know what the scenarios everyone wants to play out. And even if they do have to ultimately play out those scenarios, they're going to make it difficult, right? They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give it to us right away. Starting to heat up here a little bit. I think I'm going to jump into a fourth one. Whoa. No, I don't want that many. Oh, well, looks like I don't have a choice. Looks like I have that many. I just wanted one, but alright. We're in on 6 of these babies. Let's hope this works out. But again, gotta be careful here, right? I am short here, but overall market trend the last day and a half, right, or so, the last couple days has been up, right? Fighting the overall trend here, but just expecting a little downside after so much upside. Right, it's starting to get a little bit of a bounce here. Don't love that, but let's see if this continues here to the downside. Nice pop here in the dollar. Tick down to low of day. ADD continuing to roll over here a bit. VIX finding a little bit of support here at one of our beast levels. Come on, baby. Give us this rug pull. But just a little bit tough right now, right? We're fighting against this trend. Buyers are trying to continue this trend higher. Just need to see if these sellers will overpower it. Another bounce here for tick to get back above 0, right? Don't love that for my put position. Tick coming back down here to 0. Let's see if tick continues its trend here to the downside. Especially here for NQ, you know, an easy target here to the downside, if we do get more downside from here, is this high from yesterday right at about 15,000. $15,000 continues to be a massive psychological level here for NQ. Wouldn't be surprised if we drop down to it. And just looking over to our calls here, damn. This 370 call took a nice little push here above a buck, but coming back down and finding a little bit of support here at our open range sell zone. Right, let's see if we can crack under here on the calls, giving us some higher value in the puts. But so far, like NQ here, back under the daily 50. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. 1 minute. Alright, dripping here a little bit more on YM and ES. Met with little bounces. Let's see. Again, a similar setup to yesterday, right? We had a bounce up, we consolidated a little bit, and then just kept grinding higher very slowly. So again, I know I'm in put positions here trying to catch this reversal, but I continue to be very aware of what could actually play out here against me. Maybe we get the opposite, right? Maybe a slow bleed back down to fill this gap. Very possible. We shall see. Right now, my put holding up here pretty decent at VWAP. Starting to crack under our zone here on this 370 call. So just gonna be patient here. Keep allowing this to play out. And here we go, getting a little bit of a drop here. Looking like a team drop as well. YM kind of tagging along. And we're met with a little bounce. Nice bounce here for YM to come back up. Oof, decent bounce for YM, and still getting that rotation, right? Ugh, annoying. A little team bounce though. Let's see. Another bounce here for tick at 0. Right, maybe we will have a repeat of yesterday. Tick holding up here at 0, pretty decent. Nice bounce here for the whole team. Definitely a tough trading environment out here though, especially with that gap up, right? So again, y'all, if you're not in any trades now, maybe worth just waiting until we have a nice clear direction. And again, this being a tough trading environment, right? Again, if I end up losing in this trade that I'm in, I'm not going to be super shaken up about it, right? I'm not going to go and try to haul over my entire system or procedure here. Some days your system works, some days it's a little tougher. And especially with so much rotation in the mornings, right? It really is tough with any trading system. Man, really nice bounce for YM here, getting back up near this high of day. And we're getting this initial interaction of tick at 0, right? A few bounces so far here at 0. Right, this could be pointing towards some upside. But let's see if it comes back and keeps revisiting 0, could eventually get that crack under. Check back in on these contracts. Back down to my entry here on this 360 puts. And trying to hold up here at our beast levels on these calls. Little bounces right at our open range sell zone here and at this midline to bring us back up to our destination sell zone on this SPY call. So just a slow morning, right? We've been seeing this almost every morning. We did have a nice pop here out the gate, but again, not really going anywhere ultimately. And we've been seeing a lot of this, right? This makes for a tough trading environment, right? It's easy to lose trades in this environment, whether it be upside or downside. Right, really so far this morning, either you were in calls immediately and it worked, or really nothing else. And a nice little pullback here. And again, these calls pulling back here at our beast levels. Alright, so always just keeping an eye on the other side, of course, right? I'm in these puts, but paying attention to these calls to see where they're going to reject and see where my puts will hopefully bounce, right? Another bounce here for tick at 0. Gotta be careful here, right? Again, I'm looking for this ultimate crack here below 0 and some price action below on tick. We're kind of at that cusp, right? But again, you know, this is why I talk about this all the time at the open, right? And just keeping my position size small, allowing myself the ability to average down through an hour into open or so. You know, and this is why I started over here with just a contract or 2. Right now I'm up to 6 contracts over here. But I allowed this to happen, right? I gave myself some exposure in case this was inverted, right? In case it did just drop immediately. But, you know, as usual, some manipulation here from big money, and we got that pop first. So again, allowing myself to average down some, and then allowing, hopefully, my move to play out. And just getting this boring consolidation, right? And just waiting. So, you know, as always, right, the more we continue to chop here, the more we continue to consolidate, right, which direction we're going to get out of this consolidation becomes more and more unclear, right? It becomes more of a gamble whichever way you're trying to break out of this thing. Just up a couple cents here on my position, but of course my original entry was up here near 55 cents. So still a little bit to make up here, on my end at least. Ooh, starting to get a little bit of a drop now. Ooh, a little bit of a stronger drop. Let's go. And let's see if we get some good follow through here, right? Don't want to be met with a lousy bounce here, but already looking like we're gonna get the bounce. Up to about 50 cents here from my 40-cent entry. Getting back up to this open level on this put. Let's see if they keep following through here, right? I want to see some cracks through VWAP on our major indices, but what I do like that we're seeing here is at least a team move, right? YM leading to the downside here, if anything. First one down to VWAP and tapping it, and Q about to tap it as well here. Nice crack through 0 here for tick, like I was talking about. Dollar popping a bit here, ADD dripping a bit, VIX popping a bit. So everything looking towards downside here for the moment. But again, as we've been seeing, everything just kind of slow moving, right? Dips met with bounces, bounces met with dips, right? Internals slowly pointing in the direction that we're moving. But again, everything can just change in an instant here. And getting those little bounces, here. Ugh, terrible, right? And this is why, especially on a Friday, right? I like to, now avoid these same day expirations because of this, right? You get a little bit in your direction and then boom, they come right back. And again, if you're quick with it, right? If you stay on this screen and you're quick to start peeling off contracts, it can work for a same day expiration. Right, there's great returns there, but you have to be on it, you have to be quick, you cannot be greedy. Right, you need to actually treat those like scalps and not let scalps become day trades when you're playing those same day expirations. Gross bounce here for NQ, right? Bring me right back down to 38 cents here. But let's see if we continue to crawl higher here on these puts. And see if we continue maybe this downtrend down to filling this gap. Maybe NQ gets down to 15,000 like we were talking about. And ES as well, right? Has a good little gap here between current price action and yesterday's high. But of course, as well, right? VWAP always a great place for a bounce, right? Or a reversal. So let's see here if after reaching VWAP on NQ and YM, if we do go back up and maybe revisit high of day, right? Of course, a possibility here after bouncing at VWAP. And again, VWAP on my screen here is the white triangles. They are definitely making it tough out here for either side. Right, so again, if you are in a position here and you're frustrated, right, it's everybody right now. Definitely some tough trades here. But again, I like the risk reward to the downside. We're in at some good levels. Just have to give it a chance to play out. Well, I am coming back down to VWAP again. Right, we had a nice little team move down here to VWAP amongst the three. Yes, not there quite yet. Let's see if we do it again here. Right, a little choppy here to the upside between the three, but a recent clear move to the downside from the three of them. Right, just want to see that happen again here. And Fridays are tough, y'all. Fridays are always going to be tough, right? They make it tough on purpose. Again, they know that retail traders are trying to pull up here on a Friday and make up their week, right? Be extra risky, when in reality we have 0 days across the board. We're bound to see extra manipulation here on Fridays. Ooh, YM, nice crack under VWAP here, right? Let's go. Pull the rest of the fam with you, YM. Come on. Looking to you, NQ. Play along, baby. And still, right, still sprinkling in some rotation here and there, right? YM a little bit lower here, NQ holding up, even popping a bit. Come on, NQ. Q's had a nice bounce here at this open level recently. Right, up to this 5-minute 21. Come on, Q's. I want to see you really crack under this open level. SPY back below its daily 50. Like to see that here for our puts. A little bit of a nicer move here on this 430 put for SPY as well, like this. 50 cents up to about 70 cents or so, 75 cents here. And a gross bounce here across the board. YM back above VWAP, right? Pain in the butt here, pain in the butt. as long as we're under this daily 50 on NQ, feeling pretty okay. Alright, again, I have till Monday on these contracts. So I have some time for what I need to play out to play out. Right, my contracts for Monday are going to hold up premium pretty well. Tick doing a nice job here of holding up though. Tick back above here is 0. Trying to hold positive. But again, still in a little bit of a downtrend. So would like to see Tick just keep doing its thing here and just keep grinding lower. And again, a little bounce here met with some resistance. And while I do overall like that the little bounces here are being met with little rejections, right? The more time we spend here though after this dip above VWAP on all three of these, the less confidence I have in maybe the crack below, right? The more time we spend here sideways, again, the more it becomes a gamble. You know, as we spent time up here and it started to feel like a gamble, we got that downside. So we add a little bit of confidence, right, to this short position. But again, we're here at another level of consolidation. Start to lose confidence in the downside continuation if we just keep holding here above VWAP. Right, well, I am kind of doing us a little bit of justice here, but I'm in some Q puts, so I need NQ here to come back down and at least test VWAP again to keep me interested. Got VIX popping here a little bit again. Cracking out of a wedge here on VIX. Let's see if we get some follow through. See if VIX popping up here maybe gets through this high of day peak we had here about 30 minutes into the session. But again, just tough here, right? Just a lot of consolidation here, just right at VWAP. Yeah, just keep getting met with little bounces here. Little climb back up here for tick above 0. Right, continuing to hold us up here at these VWAPs. Ooh, ADD right at its open level. And again, can't stress this enough, right? As we sit here and consolidate, right, our trades become more of a gamble, right, on which way this is going to break. So I don't love that, right? My put's sitting right here, right at my entry. My average entry here is 40 cents, literally sitting at 40 cents. As we continue to pop here a little bit in this consolidation. So gonna keep it simple here, right? If we start to crack through this daily 50, I'm gonna bail out of these puts. We are creeping up to it here. Let's see if we get another rejection here at this daily 50. Really want to see ADD here crack under this open level. Right, crack under this low of day. This thinner orange line that you can maybe see here is low of day. And met with little rejections here to keep us in this consolidation. Oh, but VIX here cracking a high of day. Let's keep an eye on this here for VIX. See what this VIX do here. But again, a tick here with a little bounce at 0. What a snooze. Oh my gosh. Right, premium been sitting here sideways on this 360 put for a while. All these puts really. Oh, this 430 put on SPY back into this beast zone. Love to see that here for some possible downside. Really like this contract here from Monday, especially with YM being kind of the weaker one now. Maybe that will work out a little better. Oh, and VIX going a little bit higher here. Nice candle down here for tick. Right, ADD still dripping now, and now printing low of day on VIX or on ADD. Nice push higher here for VIX. Want to see it reflect here in the indices though. Again, YM dragging here a little bit more to the downside, back to VWAP. Nice push higher here for VIX. Tapping our open range buy zone here. Cracking into it a little bit. All right. Come on, baby. Give us a flush. Give us a flush. VIX is screaming it. ADD as well now. Cracking under that open level. YM again, a little peak under VWAP here. Man, VIX through 15.5. Let's go. Assuming it's ruddy here more than anything. Getting some thicker red candles here. Let's see, let's see. Mostly led by YM, probably by Ruddy, I'm assuming as well. Put premium starting to pop here a little bit. Ooh, again, this 430 put on SPY for Monday, looking nice here. Just need Qs to play along. Come on, Qs. I chose you today over SPY, baby. Do me some justice. Ah, but again, met with little bounces here. Terrible. And met with little bounces here. Terrible price action this morning. Terrible price action. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Just a few minutes.
Okay, so you think like I can go in business with you
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you that probably looks right now. See, there's some more. And I have that same price.
Hey, what's that?
That one, no, that's fine. I'm actually looking pretty much at it. Yeah, I think they exit soon.
So you don't know like the website to get to.
I got a couple. I'm just not using them myself right now, so I couldn't tell you how well they work or whatever. But there's like forums and shit, you know, and you can like pick that shit apart.
Do you know? So you familiar with like?
No, I don't do that.
I'm saying you
But
familiar with.
I'm not familiar with it. I see people on there do it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
nothing else I'm not familiar with.
yeah.
But I do see people on there like selling fake credit cards and shit.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like bands.
Yeah, right, stuff like that. No, I'm not familiar with it, but I do see people on there doing that shit. But there's like dark web forums.
Yeah.
Just go on there and start reading.
And I'm trying to get some credit card stuff like half off, half off.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Right. No, I see it on there all the time. It's just an operation, right? I'm not right now. No operations. Yeah, totally. Like there's this thing called Dread. You go on there. I don't know like the exact name of the website. You start like Googling through it. Looking for a Dread. It's like a forum.
I've tried to find some website, bro. I'll be on VPN and everything, but it's like.
You gotta download the Tor browser first.
Yeah, I got
Tor
browser. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about it, man. Kanye tell you that
Go to
shit.
this thing called here's one. I'll show you. You got a few minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. Here's the. You wanna come here? I got my computer.
Oh, okay.
Stay quiet for a second. I'm streaming right now. I'm gonna end my stream. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap up my stream right here. Kind of a boring morning, of course, but as always, y'all, it's Friday. You know, keep your position sizes small today. You know, we got a lot of expirations here today, so got to be careful here, right? Already cracking up through this daily 50 on NQ, right? It might bail out on these puts here soon, but regardless, they're making it kind of tough out here. All right. But I will be on Sunday to prep as usual, and then I will be back on here for the open on Monday. All right, y'all. Stay safe out there and have a good weekend, everyone. All right, and I'll catch y'all on Sunday. Later.